So, Mr. Don Lemon wants to jump on black people. He has the nerve to co-sign what Bill O'Reilly said about the reason for the black community failing. How could he do such an act of betrayal? This proves the point of how a miseducated person can have a large platform. And get this, he is not a rapper. I know plenty of rappers who are way more educated on black issues than Don Lemon appears to be. He had his No Talking Points show and talked about the things that black people need to do to improve as a community. Now what's interesting is that he decides to do this in the wake of Trayvon Martin and the verdict which he says that we all must accept. Let's examine this. He talks about sagging. What contributed to the sagging? Does every black male sag? Because let's be honest here, he is talking to black men on this point. They do not all do it. Think about the racial profiling that the well-dressed black men have experienced while driving their cars. Henry Louis Gates is not the only well-dressed black man with a doctorate degree, sir, who has been racially profiled. President Obama is a well-dressed black man who is the President of the United States who gets disrespected. Also, Don, what contributed to the use of the N-word like that in music? Who runs the corporations who press these albums? Read the book by Michelle Alexander titled, The New Jim Crow. Why not talk about the mass incarceration, Don? Now you were right on when you mentioned how people should not try to deflect the myth of black-on-black crime in the midst of a discussion about Trayvon Martin. I applaud that when you talked to David Webb. But on your show, you acted as if black people have not been addressed about certain issues by others already. So you backing up Bill O'Reilly was not a good idea, sir. Bill O'Reilly does not care about black people, and he has made it clear time and time again. You are a gay black man. Are we to assume that you have no idea on what it feels like to be judged because you belong to a particular group? How many of those blacks that you are referring to actually watch your show? The NYPD has stopped over 4 million people in the last decade, and the majority of them were people of color. Do you think they all were sagging? If you know your history, then you know the answer to that question. You talk about littering while you litter on black people. Would a Jew, gay, Muslim or any other group get on a platform and rag their own people the way that you did it? No, they would not. And if they did, they would suffer for it. You know this. But hey, guys like you, Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, Larry Elder and others get down like this, I guess. This out-of-wedlock talk that you did is interesting. Now these folks who talk this out-of-wedlock stuff also advocate against sex education in the schools. The same people who want to abolish the Department of Education and cut funding for public schools are the same people who request $30 million to throw more people in jail. And for those speaking about Chicago all of a sudden like you care, Chicago's mayor fines $300 million for a sports stadium but closes 46 schools to save money. Chicago's senator finds $170 million for a prison but no summer jobs. Black youth unemployment is high. Where are your 7 minutes on that? Or do you not care about it?